Howdy folks, welcome to History Unleashed. And today we're riding into the heart of the Wild West to count down the 10 most dangerous outlaws ever to haunt the frontier. These weren't just criminals, they were legends, carving their names into American folklore. We'll dive into their most daring exploits and violent ends, from number 10 to the baddest of them all. So grab your hat and settle in. This journey isn't for the faint of heart. Let's get started. Number 10, Cherekee Bill. Born Crawford Goldsby, his name sent chills through Indian Territory. Bill's life of crime began as a teenager, escalating to murder. With a gang, he robbed banks, stagecoaches, and stores. His most infamous act, killing a railroad agent, which sealed his fate. The law caught up with him. He was betrayed by a partner and hanged at the age of 20, ending his legacy of crime and death. His last words were, "I came here to die, not to make a speech." Cherekee Bill, a member of the Cook Gang, was credited with killing 7 to 8 people during his criminal career from 1894 to 1896. This includes lawmen, civilians, and others during robberies and shootouts. The killing of a deputy during a bank robbery in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, sealed Cherekee Bill's fate. He participated in bank, train, and stagecoach robberies across Oklahoma and Kansas. The Cook Gang conducted around 8 to 10 major heists, robbing banks, stores, and trains. His victims including bank tellers, passengers, and merchants. They stole cash, jewelry, and goods from an estimated 50 to 100 individuals during these robberies. Estimates suggest Cherekee Bill and the Cook Gang stole between $20,000 and $40,000, equivalent to approximately $800,000 to $1.2 million in today's dollars. Cherekee Bill truly left a legacy of terror and fear. At number 9, Belle Starr, the Bandit Queen, defied every outlaw stereotype. Born Myra Maybelle Shirley, she transformed from a well-educated Missouri girl to a notorious organizer of outlaws. Her home, Younger's Bend, became a haven for criminals, and she orchestrated rustling and robberies with cunning. Belle's life was a whirlwind of crime, close calls, and defiance, until her mysterious murder in 1889. The killer was never found, adding to her legend. Belle Starr, like her name, remains a star in her Wild West escapades. Belle Starr is not directly credited with any confirmed killings, though she was associated with outlaws like Jim Reed and Sam Starr, who were involved in violent crimes. Her role was more as a planner and harborer of fugitives. No specific deaths are attributed to her in historical records. Starr engaged in horse theft, bootlegging, and fencing stolen goods, often linked to the James Younger gang. She and her associates robbed stagecoaches, cattle, and possibly banks, though no major heists are directly attributed to her. The number of individuals robbed is likely in the dozens, with stolen items including horses, cattle, and cash. Her criminal activities, including fencing, likely netted her as much as $15,000, which is equivalent to $300,000 today. Number 8 is the Sundance Kid, Harry Longabaugh, famed partner of Butch Cassidy and a deadly gunman. As the Wild Bunch's enforcer, Sundance was notorious for train and bank heists across the West. His quick draw and loyalty made him a legend. Hounded by Pinkertons, he fled to South America with Butch and Etta Place. Most believe he died in a Bolivian shootout in 1908, but rumors of his survival linger. The Sundance Kid's legend endures. At 7, Butch Cassidy, Robert Leroy Parker, led the Wild Bunch with brains and charm. Unlike most outlaws, Butch preferred wit over violence, planning audacious heists with minimal bloodshed. His gang's robberies, like the Winnemucca bank job, became the stuff of legend. Pursued relentlessly, Butch, Sundance, and Etta Place tried to go straight in Argentina, but couldn't escape their past. Officially, Butch died in Bolivia, but tales of his survival persist. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, as part of the Wild Bunch, were involved in few confirmed killings, ranging from 2 to 5 deaths tied to their heists. The Wild Bunch's violent member, Harvey Kid Curry Logan, was responsible for additional killings, for example, Sheriff Joe Hazen, but Cassidy and Sundance were less violent. The Wild Bunch targeted banks, trains, and mining payrolls across Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, and South America. They conducted around 12 to 15 major heists, robbing hundreds of bank staff, train passengers, and payroll escorts. Stolen items included cash, gold, and valuables like watches and jewelry. The Wild Bunch stole approximately $150,000 to $250,000, equivalent to $3 to $5 million in today's market. Number 6, Blackjack Ketchum, a name synonymous with violence. With his gang, he terrorized trains across the Southwest, never shying from bloodshed. His robberies were brutal and his reputation grew. In 1899, a failed solo train heist left him wounded and captured. Sentenced to hang, his execution became infamous when the noose decapitated him. Blackjack's grisly end was a fitting close to a savage career. His story remains a grim warning from the Wild West. Blackjack Ketchum, associated with the Ketchum gang and briefly the Wild Bunch, is credited with 2 to 4 killings, including a merchant during a 1897 train robbery and lawmen in shootouts. His gang's activities were violent, but specific death counts are low due to his short career, 1892-1899. Ketchum robbed trains and stagecoaches in New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas with around 5 to 7 heists. Victims included train passengers, stagecoach drivers, and merchants, likely totaling 100 individuals. Stolen items included cash, gold, and goods. Notable heists include the 1897 Southern Pacific train robbery, $10,000 to $20,000. Estimates suggest $30,000 to $60,000 total, taken equivalent to $900,000 to $1.8 million today. Cracking the top 5, the Dalton Brothers, Grat, Bob, and Emmett, went from lawmen to legendary outlaws. Disillusioned, they turned to crime, leading a gang in a spree of train and bank robberies. Their boldest move, attempting to rob 2 Coffeyville banks at once in 1892. The townspeople fought back. A fierce gun battle left most of the gang dead. Emmett survived, serving time before a later pardon. The Daltons' downfall became a symbol of citizen justice. Their story is a cautionary tale of ambition and hubris. The Dalton gang, active in the early 1890s, is credited with between 5 to 8 killings, primarily during their botched 1892 Coffeyville, Kansas double bank robbery, where 4 gang members and 4 townsfolk were killed. Other deaths occurred in shootouts with lawmen. The Daltons robbed banks, trains, and stagecoaches in Kansas, Oklahoma, and California, with 8 to 10 major heists. The Coffeyville robbery targeted 2 banks simultaneously, affecting dozens of bank staff and customers. Stolen items included cash, bonds, and jewelry. They stole between $50,000 to $100,000, equivalent to $1.5 to $3 million today. The Coffeyville heist yielded little due to its failure. At 4, Killer Jim Miller, Deacon Jim, was a chilling contradiction, a churchgoer and a ruthless assassin. Miller killed for hire, often ambushing victims with a shotgun, and evaded justice with cunning and intimidation. His body count was legendary, but he always maintained a respectable facade. After murdering a U.S. Marshal, Miller was lynched by a mob in 1909. Even at the end, he remained eerily calm, asking to wear his black hat. Miller's cold professionalism made him one of the West's most feared. Killin' Jim Miller, a notorious hitman and outlaw, is estimated to have killed 12 to 50 people, with a likely count of 20 to 30. This includes assassinations, gunfights, and murders for hire across Texas and Oklahoma, such as his grandparents, allegedly at age 8, unprosecuted, and various lawmen and rivals. Miller's crimes focused more on murder for hire than robbery, but he was involved in minor thefts and extortion. Specific robbery counts are low, with perhaps 10 to 20 individuals affected, and items stolen included cash and personal effects. His financial gains from robberies were minimal, likely $1,000 to $5,000, equivalent to $30,000 to $150,000 today, mostly from hired killings rather than heists. Number 3. John Wesley Hardin, the preacher's son who became one of the West's deadliest gunfighters. Hardin claimed his first kill at 15 and spent his life on the run, leaving a trail of bodies. His quick temper and fast draw made him infamous. Captured in 1877, he served years in prison, but violence followed him. In 1895, he was shot dead in a saloon. His legend is a stark reminder of the West's brutality. Hardin is credited with killing 20 to 50 people, with a conservative estimate of 27 by age 21. His victims included Union soldiers, freed slaves, lawmen, and rivals, often in Texas. Notable killings include Deputy Sheriff Charles Webb in 1874. Hardin's crimes included cattle rustling, gambling-related theft, and minor robberies with fewer large-scale heists than other outlaws. He likely robbed dozens of individuals, 20 to 50, with stolen items including cattle, cash, and personal effects. Estimates suggest $10,000 to $30,000, equivalent to $200,000 to $600,000 today, primarily from rustling and small thefts. Runner-up is Billy the Kid. Henry McCarty, the boy outlaw, whose legend outgrew his short life. Orphaned young, Billy drifted into crime, becoming a key figure in the bloody Lincoln County War. His daring escapes and deadly aim made him a folk hero and a fugitive. Sheriff Pat Garrett finally tracked him down and killed him at just 21. Billy's life and death blurred the line between villain and legend. The Kid remains the Wild West's most romanticized outlaw. Billy the Kid is often credited with killing 21 men, but historians estimate it closer to 8 to 9 deaths, including 4 deputies during the Lincoln County War and others in personal conflicts. He engaged in cattle rustling, horse theft, and minor robberies in New Mexico and Arizona, affecting dozens of ranchers and travelers, 50 to 100 individuals. Stolen items included hundreds of cattle and horses. His gains were modest, estimated at $10,000 to $20,000, equivalent to $200,000 to $400,000 today. At number 1, Jesse James, the ultimate outlaw, rose from Civil War bushwhacker to America's Most Wanted. With his brother Frank and the James Younger gang, Jesse led a decade-long spree of bank and train robberies. He cultivated a Robin Hood image, but his crimes were ruthless and deadly. After a failed raid, Jesse's gang fell apart, but he kept running until betrayal ended it all. In 1882, Robert Ford shot Jesse in the back for reward money. Jesse's death made him a legend. His story still fascinates and haunts the American imagination. Jesse James and his gang, the James Younger Gang, are estimated to have killed fewer than 20 people over their 15-year criminal career, 1866-1882. This includes killings during robberies and other violent encounters, such as the 1863 Lawrence, Kansas raid, where 180 people were killed, though not all directly by James, and the 1873 Adair, Iowa train robbery, where the engineer was killed. A conservative estimate attributes around 10 to 15 deaths directly to Jesse James and his immediate gang. The gang targeted banks, trains, and stagecoaches with 10 to 15 major heists, including 1866 Liberty, Missouri Bank, $60,000, and 1873 Adair train, $2,000. Victims numbered in the hundreds, with stolen items including cash, gold, and jewelry. Estimated gains is approximately $200,000 to $300,000, equivalent to $4 to $6 million today. And there you have it, the 10 outlaws who made the Wild West infamous. Their stories blend desperation, rebellion, and violence, shaping an era where survival meant breaking the rules. Whether folk heroes or villains, their legacies endure, echoing through American history. Which outlaw shocked you most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from history's wild side. Until next time, keep your powder dry and ride safe, and please like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated.